Hey, welcome to Creaky Knees Club. I'm Liz. This is day 4 of our trip to Seoul, Korea, and today we're going to be visiting the Bukchon Hanok Village with a side trip to the Changdeokgung Palace. We took the subway to the Anguk Station, subway line 3. Once you exit, there are numerous signs to direct you towards the village. Forgive my very American speaking because I know I'm going to butcher some of these words. While walking around the village, we stumbled upon this restaurant, Yang Su-san. This is a Michelin recommended restaurant, and the guys were hungry, so we decided to go in. They were able to seat us without a reservation, although reservations are recommended. This is a prefix menu of traditional Korean food served on small plates. The prices start around 70,000 won, which was $52 US. The setting for this restaurant is really beautiful. It's located just outside the gates of the palace. The portions were small, but they were very filling. Halfway through this meal, I was really struggling to eat more than a few bites of each dish. Very attentive service. It wasn't rushed. My understanding is that the restaurant was started by a woman from North Korea, and some of the dishes reflect that heritage. This is on the Michelin recommended guide list for Seoul, Korea, as well as the CNN dining guide for Seoul, Korea. Our meal was 8 courses plus dessert. Accessibility for the restaurant is not great, but I do believe it would be possible as long as you have assistance. Though pricey by Korean standards, we recommend this restaurant if you are an adventurous eater and looking for something a little different than your standard Korean barbecue restaurants. Changdeokgung Palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The hours are 9 to 6 p.m. and it is closed on Mondays. Tickets for the palace as well as the garden tour were 8,000 won or $6 US. We had time to explore before our secret garden tour. I recommend you buy tickets in advance for this. I recommend at least 1 hour to explore the palace grounds, and the secret garden tour takes around 1.5 hours, and these are separate. If you rent and wear a hanbok from one of the village shops, you can get your entrance into the palace for free, and you will see on our tour later there are a few people who did so. This is one of the most well-preserved royal palaces from the Joseon dynasty. The palace architecture is considered a masterpiece with buildings in harmony with nature. These structures are hundreds of years old, the main palace being constructed in 1607.
This is first come, first served basis.
No, it doesn't.
Let me try that again. Yeah, first come, first served basis. These cameras are also original. Tell me what it says that it is. Meditation and harmony.
Just wait. Your knees will be bad someday.
No, because I work out. I exercise. So my knees are strong.
Our son likes to give us some crap over our creaky knees.
The royal kitty.
Before the people, shall we look at the white building over the wall over there? So over the wall, there is a white building, and that's the greenhouse. Oh, there's another cat.
The architecture and the history of the palace is really fascinating, but I would recommend visiting either in the spring or the fall. We came at the tail end of winter, and as you can see, the foliage wasn't very exciting.
Years ago. It has wooden floor only today, but the record says that there was a visit at the era number 12. Okay, then let's check another pavilion on the roof and the pillars are double layered using stable length. And this building was mostly used as a king's pavilion rather than a resting place. Then let's get close to the pavilion. It's strong will for strengthening the loyal power and loving the people. Okay, then let's make a process study after 5 minutes. And if you like to take something like unique.
Why?
Be sure to wear comfy shoes. I'm really glad that I wore my Hokas on this day, and I did bring my walking stick because I do have some mobility issues. I would say that this tour is accessible. However, you either need to be using a power chair, or if you are in a wheelchair, to have assistance because there are some inclines and downslopes as well. At the conclusion of our tour, we decided to again walk through some of the village streets. These neighborhoods are over 600 years old and were built originally for palace aristocrats. My brain keeps wanting to say aristocats, which is a totally different thing if you're a Disney fan. But yeah, so this was for the palace aristocrats to live in.
Oh, look, more cake. Some more cake.
It's probably not as good as that cake up there.
I don't know. Their pastries here are a thing. Like,
It was later in the afternoon, so many of the shops were already closing. We did stop for tea and dessert at this charming little spot called Margot Cafe, where I had citron tea and fell in love with it, and my husband had what he says is the best carrot cake he's ever had in his life. I was really taken by the juxtaposition of the ancient and the modern architecture. And there are little pocket-sized museums throughout the village that piqued our interest. We'll have to visit next time. We didn't really have time and most were closed. Most of these also don't charge admission. The sun was starting to set as we made our way through the streets. I stopped to look at some handmade goods and was lured in by the shop owner as she was closing up for the day. She invited us to look around, and well, we wound up dropping a good chunk of change on some scarves and silk ties. You may recognize the shop if you're a fan of K-dramas. The name is Luna Touch. She gifted us with some scarves as we were leaving to help fight off the evening chill.
I like these cashmere ties. I like them better than the silk. You know, come back to Korea so I can get some seats. I mean, you can order them. You can get them fitted. I can pick them up.
You can easily spend a half day or more exploring the Bukchon Hanok Village. It's a worthwhile experience.
And some version breakfast.
I'm going to throw in some photos here from our day. Here is the Margot Cafe, the carrot cake that my husband still cannot stop talking about, as well as photos from the palace, the secret garden tour, and just walking around the village. All in all, this was a beautiful day. We ended it by grabbing waffles from a little shop right before we got to the subway station. I hope you enjoyed this video of day 4 of our very first ever international trip, our trip to Seoul, Korea. Please be sure to check out some of the other videos from our trip.